हरिः ॐ शं नो मित्रस्यं वरुणः शं नो भवत्वर्यमा शं न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शं नो विष्णुरुक्रमः नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वामेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्म वदिष्यामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तद्वक्तारमवतु अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारम् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति. Now we are going further into the mystic languages of the scriptures. If they want to speak about a period after our birth, they call it the historical period. Unless we know about the mystical meaning of historical period, if you read any lecture, whenever you find the word historical period, what you will understand? It is a very old and ancient time, and that's how I understand about the historical period. The historians read this passage, they will try to find out the period of the time, historical period. That's why when we want to go deep into the scriptures, definitely we should know the mystic language of the ancient authors. We are very fortunate to have Master E.K. and Madam Blavatsky and Alice A. Bailey. They use this mystic language, and we are very much blessed because Master E.K. he explained many mystic passages with the mystic meanings. This is one of such things. What is that? If they want to speak about a period after the human birth, they call it the historical period. If they want to speak of the prenatal period, that is before the birth and after fertilization, they call it the prehistoric period of the earth. Prehistoric period means the period of before birth and the prenatal period. What is the prenatal period? When the spermatozoa and the ovum, when they join to give a birth to a baby, that period is called the prenatal period. Then that period is called the prehistoric period. When we know the word prenatal, definitely we should remember a book, The Prenatal Epoch. This is a very wonderful and advanced book on the prenatal astrology. What is the prenatal epoch? We know we calculate the horoscope, natal horoscope or the birth horoscope, for the time when the baby is born. We take 3 times. One is when the head come out of the womb of the mother. That is the one time. Some people they take as time of birth. And second one is after the complete delivery, we put the baby on the table. It is called bhupatana in Sanskrit. And some people they take when the baby touches the ground or the table, that is the exact time of the birth. But Master E.K. and others, they take the time of birth in a different way. It is the first cry. First cry means first breath. When the baby takes a breath and weep, that means the life enters, the life is there in the boy and the boy starts living with the first breath. This is the time what we have to take to calculate the natal horoscope or the birth horoscope. It is given by the Master E.K. It is more scientific than the other 2 time of births. Then what about the prenatal horoscope? Prenatal horoscope means we have to calculate backward, because who knows who knows the time of conceiving? Nobody knows about it unless he is yogi, and nobody knows about the conceiving period. So how to calculate this conceiving period? The prenatal horoscope. We have to go back into the beginning of the conceiving period, and we have to calculate the chart. What is the difference between the natal horoscope, the birth horoscope, and the prenatal horoscope? Generally, the people say the elders say, with the birth horoscope, the best astrologer on the earth, he can predict up to 75%. Not beyond that. Because a lot of things are there to understand about the law of karma, and so many things are there, and whether the individual is in the personality level or in the individual level or in the soul level. We discussed about it long back. So, planets, in some cases, planets they influence the individual. In some horoscopes, planets guide the individual. At some stage of evolution, planets will become the friends and work with the individuals. In the case of the great yogis and the great masters. So it is not so easy to give the predictions 100%. So what we learn from the elders, a good astrologer can predict up to 75%. If you can calculate the prenatal horoscope with a backward calculation, then we can predict a little bit more accurate, that's it. More accurate than the birth horoscope. That's why E.H. Bailey, a lady, E.H. Bailey, not Alice A. Bailey, E.H. Bailey, she wrote a book, The Prenatal Epoch. And when we were studying in the beginning days with Master E.K., late in the nights, we tried our best to do the calculations. In those days, there were no computers. There was no computer program for the calculations. Then we tried our best to calculate and arrive to the prenatal epoch time. But as far as I am concerned, I failed many times. Then I left it. And if you ask me, can you draw a horoscope for the prenatal chart? Simply I say I can't do it. Now I don't know whether some software is there to calculate the prenatal chart. I don't know about it. So leave it there. And come to this prenatal period, it is called the prehistorical period. We know that. The time of fertilization is called the beginning of the cosmic creation. The time of fertilization is called the beginning of the cosmic creation. It is a symbolic expression in a mystic way. Different terminology they use. They use the description of the spinal column, the inner tube. Ancient days are also in mystic language. They use the description of the spinal column, the inner tube. So, inner tube is it is what is called Sushumna. I explained in my previous lesson, and also in the mystic language. When we want to go deep into this wisdom, we should be familiar with this language. Madame Blavatsky, Alice A. Bailey uses this language. In many scriptures of all ancient nations, they use this language. Let us come to our subject again. During the fertilization of the egg, there is only one center of time of the spermatozoa, consciousness, and afterwards it is formed into two. So it is very important, I repeat again. Let us come to our subject. During the fertilization of the egg, there is only one center of time of the spermatozoa, consciousness, and afterwards it forms into two, the head center and the heart center. It is so simple. At this time of the fertilization, there is only one center. That is the heart center. Heart center and head center in a combined way as one heart center. That is, we should understand first. Subsequently, the heart center is shifted a little down, but in the beginning there is only one center, the heart center. That center contains everything. In the beginning, at the time of the fertilization, there is only one center in a combined center with the heart center and the head center. Then heart center separated from the head center and came a little bit down. But in the beginning of there is only one center, that heart center, center contains everything, the center everything. That's why even if all the centers stop working, the heart center works. This is the very subtle sentence. In the body, even every center stops, but the heart center never stops. Even the brain dead people, for example, even the people in the coma, even the brain is not working, or any problem with any organ in the body, they may stop, but heart never stops. Heart stops means the individual will die. That's the final thing. So that is the importance of the heart center. That's why even all the centers stop working, the heart comes, center works. Even the mind stops, the heart center works. But the heart center stops, everything stops. That's the importance of the heart center. That's why I will explain you one important thing here. In all the schools of yoga, in every nation, they will explain to you the meditation at the heart center and the meditation at the brow center, not head center. Remember that. Either they recommend to meditate at the heart center or at the brow center. Generally what they will tell you, meditate a lotus at the heart center or meditate a lotus at the brow center. Then we will have a doubt. Which is the best meditation, which is the best center to meditate? That we have to decide for ourselves. For some people, when they are meditating at the heart center, meditating a white lotus with all the brilliance, some people they feel very comfortable with the heart center meditation. Some people, if they are meditating at the brow center, a brilliant white lotus at the brow center, they feel very comfortable. So we have to decide for ourselves where to meditate. It is so simple. If you are comfortable at the heart center, we have to continue the meditation with the heart center only. When you are comfortable with the brow center, we have to meditate at the brow center. It is a pure common sense. We do not take any advice from anybody. We have decided for ourselves. So a lot of things are there in between meditation of the heart center and the brow center. Let us go when we discuss about the meditation. For the time being, when the heart center stops working, all the other centers stop working, and the officers who are appointed, whom we call devas of this constitution, close the office and go away. This is the end of the story. When the heart center stops, what happens? All the officers, whom we call the devas, working as principals in our body, once the heart center stops, they will close their office and they will go back, means all the elements of the five devas and all the elements of the five devas of the natures and all the devas of different functions, automatically they stop working. They will be stopped automatically because heart stopped. Then again they go back into the space or into the nature or into the earth, whatever it may be. That is the end of the story. This is what Master is telling here. So, in this lesson, we learned three important points. One is about the mystic language, historical period, prehistorical period, and the period of the fertilization. Okay. Number two, in the beginning, at the time of the fertilization, there is only one center, that is a heart center, and head center also was there at that time. Afterwards, the two are separated. Heart center came a little bit down, and then started working from there. After that, even though every function stops, but heart never stops. When heart stops, automatically every center will be stopped automatically, and that is the end of the story of a human being. This is what Master explained here. I explained about the brow center meditation and the heart center meditation, and I wanted to clear off one doubt. Which center is best for meditation? It depends upon our comfort. Some people are comfortable with heart meditation. Some people are comfortable with the brow center meditation. Wherever you are, whatever feel you are comfortable, either at the heart center or at the brow center, you please go on with the meditation. Okay, let us go into the reverse reveal in continuation in the next lesson. Loka samasta sukino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukino bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.